Let us see some previous year questions. These are JEE advanced level questions. Definitely come under a lengthy and little difficult category. The question says, a block of mass m is on inclined plane of angle theta. The coefficient of friction between the block and the plane is mu and tan theta is greater than mu. The block is held stationary by applying a force parallel to the plane. The direction of force pointing up the plane is taken to be positive as P is varied from P1 is equal to mg into sine theta minus mu cos theta to P2. The frictional force variation you have to plot. So in this question, basically what he's saying is, you have a situation where there is an inclined plane. There is a inclined plane and a block is kept like this. Now this block will have, if this is mg, this is theta, it will have components. This we have discussed many times. Mg sine theta. Alright. Along the plane means this direction. Along the plane, it is considered positive. So a P force is applied like this. This is your normal reaction. And the important condition is tan theta is greater than mu, he is saying. If you remember angle of repose when we were discussing, if this angle is more, this theta is the angle of inclination of the plane. If it is more than that, the block tends to slide down. If the block tends to slide down, the friction will be acting upward. And friction, as you know, is basically mu times n. And what is n here? Sigma Fy is equal to 0 if you put n is equal to mg cos theta. Okay. So in the first situation, actually the frictional force is acting up. If you write the equation, equilibrium condition in the x direction, see I am calling this as x here and this as y. So P plus F will be equal to mg sine theta. This is the situation. Because you are plotting P versus F, let us write F in terms of P, mg sine theta minus P. So what is happening here? Mg sine theta, these are all constants. So if you are increasing P, F is decreasing. This is the situation. Suppose P is equal to mg sine theta, then F will become equal. You are increasing P, and if you further increase, what will happen? F cannot become negative. In that situation, what happens is, you have a situation like this, where this block is there, you are further increasing P, this block will now start moving upwards. See, frictional value becomes 0 and you are further increasing the P value. In that situation, what will happen? The block will start moving up. If the block is moving up, the frictional force will be acting down in this situation. Now this mg sine theta will be always in the downward direction only. So here in this case too, what happens is, now P is equal to F plus mg sine theta. This is the situation. Now here if you write F is equal to P minus mg sine theta. Mg sine theta is constant. So if you are increasing P, your F also is increasing, but in the opposite direction. So these two graphs doesn't make any sense. For P1, initially when you're increasing P1, what is happening? F is decreasing. Then after a certain value, what happened? When you're further increasing P, this is increasing but in the opposite direction. Okay. So these two graphs make sense. But here in this graph has started from the negative value. Okay, it's not so. So initially for a particular P1 value, see this he is calling as P1 and this is calling as P2. Okay, in the place of F you need to write this mg cos theta, then it will match with what he has given. Okay, So initially there was a positive friction, it decreased, and then it increased in the other direction. See, when in this case, when you're talking, F is increasing in this direction. So when you consider this as positive, this has to be negative. So it is increasing in the negative direction. Option A is the right answer. So in this question, it's a block on block type of question. In the diagram shown, the blocks ABC weights 3, 4, 5 respectively in kgs. The coefficient of sliding friction between any two surfaces is 0.25. That means between B and C, between C and the ground, between any two surfaces. Yeah, A is held at rest. There is a rod over here, and there is a cord is there which is connected to a pulley. Find the force F necessary to drag C along the horizontal surface to the left at constant speed. So this constant speed we have to note. Assume that the arrangement shown in the diagram, B on C and A on B, is maintained all through. That means if it is moving as a block. So here, so we have to start drawing. If you draw for the block C, free body diagram, see, let us start with the block C. How will the diagram look like? There is a block, there is a force. Between the block C and the ground there will be a friction, which will, because the force is trying to pull in this direction towards left, the friction will act towards right. Similarly, in these two interfaces also there will be a friction which will be acting like this. In addition to this, there is a cord. So this is the situation, and it is moving with a constant speed, no acceleration. That means it is as good as there is no net force. Constant speed means no net force. That means F must be equal to F1 plus F2 plus T. Now what is F1? F1 is equal to mu times, you have to consider the normal reaction. When you are considering between C and the ground, you have to take them all three masses together. This I have told in the previous video. You can see that. So it is mu times n, but we have to take all three masses because all three are on top of this, right? So 3 plus 4, 7 plus 5, 12. So it is mu into 12. F2 is equal to, it will be mu into, you're talking this interface, so you have to consider B and A. So it is 3 plus 4, 7. So we are getting here 7 mu, 12 mu, 19 mu plus T. This is one equation we have got. So now we have to write for the block B. Block B, when you draw the free body diagram, there is no force there. There is a tension here. See, when this block is trying to move in this direction, on this block it is moving towards right. So friction will be acting in this direction. Equal and opposite, this is F2. In the previous case, this is F2. So this also will be F2 only, equal opposite. And here it will be F3. So again, no net force. So T is equal to F2 plus F3. There is no other force. So F3, how to find out F3? F3 is between this block and this block. So only mass of block A has to be considered, which is 3, mu times 3. So T is equal to F2. F2 is 7 mu, this is 3 mu, so total 10 mu. This is equation 2. So F is equal to, so if you have to find out 19 mu plus 10 mu, it is 29 mu. This is what we are getting. So the mu value is given. So 29 into 0.25, that is your answer. So find the force necessary to drag C. Yeah, so that is your answer. So while discussing this question, actually it is mu times n, means we are taking only the mass part here. Here every value has to be multiplied with the, when you are calculating this mu, this is mass. So mu mg, no, it is. See, F is equal to, see, F is equal to, it is mu times n. Okay. So it is mu times mg finally, right? So here we have missed that g part. So you have to add this g. Okay. So finally you are missing that g part. So it is 290, because g is 10 into 0.25. So it is 290 by 4. 4 7 are 28. Then 10. So you are getting 72.5 newtons. That is your answer. Please make this correction. This g I have forgotten. You have to consider that. So let us move to the next question. Two blocks of mass 2.9 kg and 1.9 kg are suspended from a rigid support S by two inextensible wires, each of length 1 meter. See in the figure, the upper wire has a negligible mass and lower wire has a uniform mass of 0.2 kg per meter. The whole system of blocks, wires and support have an upward acceleration of 0.2 meter per second square. Acceleration due to gravity 9.8. We will take 10 to make our calculations little easy. We want to understand the procedure basically. So this is the system. So two wires are provided. This is massless, negligible mass, and this is provided as 0.2 kg per meter. So what does that mean? So 1 meter will weigh 0.2 kg. Half meter will weigh 0.1 kg. That is the meaning. Okay. You have to multiply with this unit weight. So in the first case, find the tension at the midpoint of the lower wire. So here he wants to know what is the tension. Alright, and this whole system is going by acceleration A. That means each point what you take, they are going, this mass, everything is going with the same acceleration. So this portion we need to draw the free body diagram. So how it will look like? So it is like this. This, when you draw the free body diagram, this is 1.9 into 10, 19 Newton is acting downward. This is acting, here it is acting upward. Okay, I think let me draw here. So 19 acting downward, T acting upward. Okay, and acceleration is happening in the upward direction, and you have to consider this mass of the wire also. So how much we have considered? We have considered this wire length is 1 meter, so half will be 0.5. So 0.5, it is 0.1 kg. All right, this mass also will be acting downward. So you have this mass also acting downward. So it is 0.1 kg. So it is 1 Newton. Okay. So this whole system is going upward. So F net is in the upward direction. So this T force will be more. T minus 1 minus 19 will be equal to mass into acceleration. Which mass? This 1.9 we have to consider, and we have to consider this rope mass also. So 0.1 into acceleration. Acceleration is given as 0.2. So this is T minus 20 is equal to, this is 2 into 0.2. So it is 0.4. So T will be equal to 20.4 newtons. So in the second question is asking you find the tension at the midpoint of the upper wire. So now he is asking here. Okay, so that free body diagram you have to draw. So in that free body diagram, see this much mass you can ignore because it is given as negligible mass. So a free body will look something like this. Okay, and this 19 is acting downward. Okay, this wire also has a mass. This is 1 meter wire. 1 meter wire is 0.2 kg. So another 2 Newton is acting downward, and this is 2.9 kilos. So here 29 newtons is acting downward, and here T and T will be like equal opposite because we are considering the whole system now. Here let us say it is T dash. Okay, and this whole system is going up with acceleration A. So upward force, because it is going up, so T dash will be more. T dash minus 29 minus 2 minus 19 is equal to mass into acceleration. So which mass we have to consider? We have to consider this mass, we have to consider this mass, and we have to consider this mass, whole mass also. So the whole mass will be 2.9 plus 1.9 plus this whole 1 meter mass we have to take of this wire. So it will be 0.2 into acceleration, which is 0.2. So it is T dash. Why I am taking T dash? Because this wire is different and this wire is different. 29 minus 2 is, this is 31, this is 50, is equal to 2.9, then it is 3.1, this is 5. 5 into 0.2. 5 into 0.2 is 1. So T dash will be equal to 51 newtons. So this is the approach you have to use for this type of questions. Thank you.